What's this?
Hello, welcome back to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Narborion Saga. I actually don't really... it's been a while, guys and gals, since I played. It's been crazy times, guys and gals. Anyhow, we're gonna, I guess, enter the 3 arrows in? I guess that's the only thing we hadn't done yet? Or I feel like we did do this, didn't we? I felt like we did this. Well, we're gonna do it again. If we hadn't done it, we're gonna do it now. Didn't we get to... Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna leave the... Well, we can listen to some music, I guess. It's the only thing we didn't do. Yeah, we talked to our buddies and we met some random dude and all that stuff, if I recall correctly. So, yeah, let's listen to some music. You join the audience of the Elven Singer when his performance begins. First, he sings some happy melodies, well known all over Shiralon. The audience follows the refrains of the song with rhythmical claps, and everybody, including yourself, feels the pulsation of the music in their veins. In the second part of the concert, the singer livens up his performance with a lovely light show. Purple, pale red, grass green, and shining gold streams of light flow out from his fingers as the dynamics of the melodies raise up and descend down. When the newborn grows up and the grove will shine, sending him on a journey high and divine, there he will find answers that he wishes to know. New kingdom emerges to keep up with the law? No law? What? Huh? Okay, it's a little weird. No and law don't really rhyme, but it's fine. I don't know if that's necessarily rhyme, but okay. You know the song, Bellerophon? Sure, Bellerophon? The king's singer who wrote the song sings it every year at the summer festival during the midnight of the flying lights, when hundreds and hundreds of flying lampions are released from the top of the royal hill. The Legend of the Golden Eagle is a tragic ballad of the kidnapping of the firstborn of the royal family. Some people believe the story to be true, but as you know, Princess Carluna is the only child of King Vesperos. Alright, looks like the Elven Singer finished his performance, so you seek another activity to pass the time. That's it, we're done. Alright, it is time for us to leave the city, and I have absolutely no idea how to do that. I guess we just click here and we leave the city. There it is. Alright, so I guess we're moving here. We can enter Balval on the road to Talantis. Sure, start the episode. You are riding on the Northern Royal Road. Your horse, Rovenante, sure, is an excellent mount, fast and steady, smooth of step. You have been on your way for 1 day, so you have had enough time to get to know Rovenante's quirks and capabilities. The journey is comfortable but boring. You are in the saddle day in and day out. Around noon, you usually stop for short rest and something to eat, and you lodge in roadside inns at night. Fortunately, there are enough taverns along the Royal Road to find one almost every night. You've only had to spend 1 night outdoors. From time to time, you ride through a hamlet, village, or small town. Otherwise, the Royal Road is not too busy. The traffic each day consists only of some horsemen, on occasion ox cart, and a few peasants on foot. However, on the 5th day of your journey, you met a full patrol. It consisted of 12 horsemen in chainmail, armed with horse lances and long swords. Their kite shields were adorned with the badge of the royal house. You nodded to them as they passed, and the captain of the troops saluted in return. That has been the most exciting moment of your travels so far. It is mid-afternoon now. As you top a low hill, you look down on a small village on one side of the road at the foot of the hill. Even from here, you can see that something is happening in the village. The main street of the settlement is crawling with men and women. You hear barking, shouting, and, yes, the sounds of music, too. It seems to be some kind of feast in the village. As you get closer, you figure out what kind of feast it is. There is a wedding in the village. Cool. When you reach the first house, a small procession comes up to you. You stop your horse to wait for them. The leader of the procession is a young man dressed in wedding clothes, with a pretty bride by his side. The girl holds a basket filled with a bottle of wine, a few cakes, and some fruit. An older man arrives behind the young pair. He steps to you, grips Rovinante's bridle starts to speak. Welcome, honored traveler. You have arrived in Balval at the very best of times. My son and his beautiful bride wish you to dismount. They should like to invite you to their wedding to share their happiness with you. If you don't, you could bring terrible luck for their marriage. What do you say? With these words, he offers a cup of wine to you. Your schedule is tight, though. You cannot lose even a day if you want to reach the destination as planned. On the other hand, you have no reason to give offense to these people, but a night and a day? That might be too much. A group of 3 very drunk villagers try to block your way to escape. If you want to leave, you might need to fight them. Thank you, I accept your invitation. Long life for the newlyweds. Thank you for your kindness and long happy life for the newlyweds, but I am in a hurry and I cannot waste days here. So thank you for the welcome drink, and now I have to leave. I'm doing it. Our mission comes first. As you refuse the invitation of the old man, he seems to be surprised, offended even. He repeats his words just to be sure that you understood what he said. As you have refused him earlier, you don't want to change your mind. It didn't seem weak. The 3 drunk villagers are now completely blocking your way. Their anger grows higher and higher as they watch the conversation. Suddenly, a pebble flies through the air and hits you. The pebble bounces off your cloak, and you just stand there, mouth agape. You can't say whether your horror or your anger is stronger. You reach for your weapon almost automatically, years of training kicking in. Most of the villagers are immediately withdrawing to dancing and drinking, but not the 3 drunk bastages. They grab some axes from a nearby woodpile and step towards you. Run for your life, they should be no match for me. Let's teach them a lesson. Oh, we are going to die a horrible, horrible death. No, we're not. We're going to be fine. I say this, I really have no earthly idea if we're going to be able to do this or not. Alright, so we have to remember how to do stuff and things, and it's going to be totally fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Can I slap you? I can. I hit you for a pretty small... Oh, no, I killed him, okay. Like a pretty small amount. Like I was looking at his health bar, and then I'm looking up here. I'm like, I feel like I'm murdering them a little bit much, a little over much on the murder. All right, let's end the turn. That guy will not be able to reach me. This guy will come over and be like, kaplink, and they will be like, duh, fool, and then we'll kill him, and it'll be fine. Ha! Deflected. Prepare to meet your doom. Ah, even with his higher roll, I still crushed his soul. I did defeat him. Yeah, I did. Do we really have to continue with this? Like, I feel bad that I'm kind of owning your face right now. Angry Villager 3 only has 5 hit points. I mean, we only have 15. I mean, we're not, like, impregnable or invulnerable. Ka-ting! Alright, well, let's say good day, sir. Again, even with your higher roll, I still apparently can crush you. I think that's it. Are you sure you want to finish your round? Yeah, I am. What a hero you are! You killed 3 villagers. You know that you were only defending yourself, but still, the villagers are looking at you dumbfounded. Some of them start to cry. Oh boy. Probably some relatives. You slowly shake your head. You'd better get going, and never to return to this village, ever. Well, that wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but okay. Alright, visit Lord Malcolm. Sure. Start the episode. The rhythm of your journey is the same as before. You travel between gentle hills, through green fields, and beneath shady woods. One day, from the top of a hill, you sight the broad silver strip of Narn River in the distance. The great river of the Shiralon runs from north to south and is broader now because of the spring flood. You have luck with the weather. It is sunny, warm, and dry, but the road is empty and boring as before. On the 16th day of your journey, as you pass around some small woods, you sight a lone rider ahead on the road. He trots along the road slowly so you can easily ride to him if you wish. Alright, well, I will get there quickly. Rovinante, onward! You spur your horse and trot toward him, and when close enough, greet him politely. My name is Wisely Wexland. Good sir, may I join you on your journey for a while? Anything is better than riding alone. Your new companion is a fat-bellied, stocky man. He could be 50-something years old. I'm Lord Melcolm, and I greet you to my lands. Where are you from? I come from Sharanaton, and go to... Oh, Sharanaton, Lord Melcolm interrupts. In my youth, I lived there for more than 10 years. That is a magnificent place. I remember... And he continues without pause. He tells you he is just now returning from hunting, where he was invited by his liege. Then he tells the detailed story of the last 2 days and the hunting. It is the most heroic, most boastful, most boring story you've ever heard about rabbit hunting. From time to time, he asks you a question, but he never waits for your answer, speaks continuously whether or not you try to reply. 3 hours later, you arrive at a crossroads. Lord Melcolm stops his horse and turns towards you. Well, my dear boy, I am home. He points to the crossroads. My castle's just a half-hour from here. The road to Atlantis is that way. He points north, where the royal road runs between 2 small hills and disappears. Farewell, my boy. Thanks for your fine conversation, and may the gods guard your steps. You're a little disappointed. You had hoped he would invite you to join him, but you collect yourself and don't show your frustration. As you bid Lord Melcolm adieu, you turn Robinante's head toward the north, ready to journey onward. Lord Melcolm's go-off sounds behind you. Oh, my dear, he says as you turn back in the saddle. How could you imagine that I would send you away without an abundant supper? Come on, my young friend. A luscious wild boar awaits us. Thank you. Thank him for his invitation and follow him to his estate. Sure. We're going to end up dying somehow. You watch. This is going to be my death. Lord Melcolm's castle, as I refer to it, is a small motte in the middle of nowhere. Only one road leads to it, a path flattened down by farm carts and workhorses. The building and the palisade of the motte are made of rough-hewn logs. A 4-story tower rises on the top of the motte, surrounded by a 10-foot-high palisade. In the bailey there are 3 small huts, a blacksmith's workshop, a large barn for hay, a stable for horses, a pen for hens, and a kennel for hounds, all made of wood. When you get closer, Sir Melcolm signals with his hunting horn. The lord of the estate has come home. A few seconds later, an old serf and a stout lady appear at the gate of the castle, waiting for your arrival. Let me introduce you to Lady Melcolm. Lady Melcolm, Wisely Wexham, Lady Melcolm. She's the best cook within 100 miles. She will serve you that wild boar. You dismount and bow to your hostess, complimenting her and kissing her fat hand. She replies, Welcome to our modest home, sir. I hope you had a pleasant journey. The old servant grips the bridles of the horses and leads them to the stable. You enter the yard where 3 hounds run to Melcolm, and he plays with them for some minutes. But let us go into the house, suggests the lord, and you enter the tower. A wide staircase leads upstairs from the hall. You go up to the dining room where Lady Melcolm and a maid serve you your supper. During the supper, Lord Melcolm continues his never-ending stories and chews the really delicious roast simultaneously. He eats as if his life depends on it. You concentrate on your meal and hardly hear what he says. Lady Melcolm, like you, eats without a word. From time to time, the lord fills his cup with fine red wine and drinks it all in one swig. You drink only 1 or 2 cups during the supper, but even so, you feel yourself pickled from the heavy wine. When you finish your meal, Lord Melcolm invites you for a little conversation in the library on the 2nd floor. A library? You are quite surprised because a library is a rare thing, even in the capital city of Sharanaton. Maybe you misjudge this man. Follow your host eagerly. It is late, you are tired, you apologize and go to bed, leaving early in the morning. Okay, we'll follow him, I guess? Sounds all like a trap. It's all a trap, I'm telling you right now. Oh, is that what that does? Okay. The library is a large room with bookshelves along its walls from floor to ceiling. There are thousands of books, scrolls, maps on the shelves. Some of them could be 2 or more 100 years old. My father started to collect these, Lord Melcolm says. He wanted to be a priest, but after his brother's early death, he inherited the estate and left the church, but his addiction to reading remained. Well, sit down, my boy, and tell me why you're here. You invited me here, my lord. No, I don't mean that. Why did you come so far from Sharanaton? Where are you going? Atlantis? No, not Atlantis exactly. You suddenly fall silent. You should keep the secret of your quest. Maybe Lord Melcolm isn't cunning enough to deduce everything, but it seems that he is sharper than you thought. Could he be dangerous to your quest? Is he merely an old nobleman, or is he a cunning spy? And a spy for whom? No. You are getting paranoid. Anyway, you have to ask the way to Deadmore sooner or later. Princess Carluna and her ladies didn't give you the exact directions. Well, my destination is Deadmore. Lord Malcolm seems surprised. No, my dear son, don't you go to Deadmore. Go to Talantis. That is the right place for such a handsome young man. The girls in the city are nice and kind. Go there, spend some time in the city, then return to Sharanaton. You are too young for a quest into the Deadmore. Not too much. I heard that is dreadful. Not too much. I heard that is dreadful. What? Its air is poisonous, and unnameable horror lurks among the crooked trees. It is even worse during the night when the walking dead rule the woods. No, it is not a place for you. Lord Malcolm, I must go there. Well, in that case, I have a map somewhere, but it is more than 200 years old. With this, he steps to a bookshelf and takes down a wooden checkerboard, I guess? He puts it on the table and shows you the map. You don't understand it. There is a scrap of paper glued on every square of the board. One square is missing in the lower left corner of the board. Lord Malcolm explains, you can move each square horizontally or vertically into the empty place. If you can arrange the pieces in the correct sequence, you get your map. Good luck! I also have some gold coins to contribute to your mission. Consider this an early wedding present, winks the old knight. Oh, goody. Let's try to solve the riddle. Alright, so my guess is this is the top left corner. I hate these things. I'm sorry. It's been years since I've done one of these, but I never enjoyed these ever. Alright, so there's one piece done. Well, at least there is a give up option. Oh, I'm just now noticing that that is not the top left corner. This is the top right corner. Something else goes over here on the top left. It's this right here. Alright, well, you guys will have to enjoy my very poor puzzling skills here. I hope that I don't drive anyone too insane with my lack of ability here. Well, that took some doing, guys and gals. Unfortunately, the last piece I slid into place that immediately ended the puzzle wasn't like, hey, you did it type situation. What should have probably only taken me, I don't know, probably what, 3 to 5 minutes? Probably took me about 15 to 20, but I got through it eventually. Anyhow, it all worked out. I got the map. It's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, after about 10 minutes of recording, me just sitting there going, I just decided, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go. I'm going to finish it up on my own. That way I can just focus, not have to worry about trying to do running commentary while I'm doing the map puzzle. Ugh, I hate those tile slide puzzle quests. They drive me nuts. Anyway, the library is a large room with bookshelves. Yeah, we did all that. Map. Okay. Thank the map. Thank him for the map and say goodnight to Lord Malcolm, leaving early in the morning. Well, I did it, folks. I did it. Hey, I got +1 HP for that. Apparently, solving problems or puzzles is good for me. Does not appear that I can do a lot of stuff. I don't know what that does. What does that mean? I do not know what that means. It's the time? What? Encounter indicator. Oh, okay. Well, I suppose we're here. We can enter Talantis. There's a few other places to go, but I don't know. Day of mission. Didn't say we were on day 16. We're on day 2. What? Alright, we'll enter Talantis at night, I guess. After a couple of days' ride, you arrive at Talantis. Turning the corner, you spot the city less than a mile ahead of you. Talantis is almost as big as Sharanaton, but that is not surprising because the city is the center of trade for the northern region of the kingdom. Some refer to it as the northern capital. The city is surrounded by the river Narn, offering trade and natural protection as well. In the eastern end of the city, where the river is only a small canal, there are small but beautiful groves, city parks, where elegant ladies, pleasure seekers, and lovers meet and walk together. There are large storehouses, barns, and stables near the western part, where river trade never sleeps. Close to them there are workshops concentrated in the Craftsman's End and the northern part of Talantis. The main economical source of the city is trading. In the very center of Talantis there's a famous market which is bigger than that of a Sharanaton. Sharanaton? I don't know. It's fine. The richest merchants of Talantis have built mansions for themselves in the central part of the city, as close to the marketplace as they can afford. You look for accommodations for the night, you find a cheap but clean inn near the city wall, and you stop there. Your journey was long and tiring, so you fall asleep soon, thinking about what you want to do tomorrow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this particular episode. I do apologize for cutting out some of the puzzle thing. I was sitting there, I was debating whether I wanted just to kind of record it and just do like a real big fast forward thing, or just cut, fade to black, and come in at the end where I think I've got it solved, and then, you know, that sort of situation. Or I've done it and showed you guys, but unfortunately that just didn't happen. Like I said, it just, as soon as I got it done, it faded out and brought me back to that screen that I started on when I came back from the fade to black. So there you have it, folks. I did solve the puzzle. It took me about 15 minutes, which is slightly embarrassing. It's been so many years since I've done those puzzles, and again, I'll say it once again, I never really enjoyed them to begin with, so meh, but some people will love that, and that's cool, and I'm glad that there are things that people like that I don't like. It gives us a little bit of diversity, a little bit something different. I mean, something that I might not like in a game, particularly, other people will love to death. So, I mean, that's kind of what makes us all human, right? The differences and the enjoyment that we get from things. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time with more Narborion Saga. Until then, my name is Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.